Welcome back to another episode of Fresh Off the Set. I'm Brooke Mangum, and today we are joined by Anthony Gerson and Brooks Conway. And they're going to share their journey of moving to Utah and building multiple businesses grounded in fun, meaningful relationships, and joy. In this conversation, we're going to dive into living intentionally and embracing life's adventures and finding fulfillment in every moment, no matter where the path takes you. So get ready for some insights, inspiration, and a fresh perspective on making the most out of life's journey. Let's take a listen.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Fresh Off the Set. Thank you for listening today. I'm David Osmond, grateful to be in studio to be able to bring a couple of my friends that I absolutely love. I love their energy, and we became fast friends just by happening upon each other, of all places, at the mall. And then as I learned about their story, what they're doing, I thought this would be a really cool conversation just to feature you guys on what you've been doing. But I have, as my guest today, I have Anthony Gerson as well as Brooks Conway. These are cool guys that have created some awesome opportunities at different businesses, all about fun. That's the thing, is the business that he started the first time I met him, he told me his business is called It's All Fun. And that basically paints the picture of who Anthony is for sure. And I thought it'd be cool to just dive into the story of who you are, where you're from, and how you got to where you are and why you do what you do. There's a thing here in Utah for the last 4 years. Every year it's called Adult Filled Day. And this will be the fifth. We just featured him on the TV show. He's here in set with a black T-shirt and then shorts that are rubber duckies. I mean, that pretty much paints the picture of who Anthony is as a person. But I want to welcome you to the podcast.
Thanks for having us.
This is cool. So I know this was unexpected, and an ask, I said, dude, let's sit down, let's talk. I'd love to get an idea on, first of all, who you are, where you're from, and why you do what you do, which is just anything that keeps you a kid at heart, keeps you young. It reminds me of the movie Big. You know, when he's just a big kid in a candy store and a toy store. Just, it seems like you're kind of that guy, right?
It is. I haven't really grown up. I pretended to grow up for a while, and then I realized I wasn't even fooling myself. And so I just adopted the fact that I'm going to be a big kid forever.
So where are you from originally?
I'm originally from Los Angeles. I moved out to Utah, I want to say 2019.
Okay.
So I've been here about 7 or 8 years. I ask myself why all the time, but it's been a great move, and I love it out here.
And the businesses that you've run, you've done stuff from running miniature golf courses, like portable miniature golf courses. You've also had an inflatable jungle gym business. And you had how many inflatable gyms, like bouncy houses?
We have or had about 280 unique inflatables, some of the largest in the country. You hit it on the head earlier. Our company was called It's All Fun, with our slogan being, we're not childish, you are. Being an adult is not real. You just want to be a kid. Every other responsibility you have to do it. But deep down, everyone is looking at something, oh, that's fun, I want to do that. Yeah. And making it accessible and possible, it brought meaning and value to what I was doing. It brought purpose to my life. And, you're right. I wear ducky shorts. Most of my shorts have some kind of funny print on them.
That's awesome. And then along for the ride as well, Brooks, this is who you are as well, just a big kid.
Yeah.
Where are you from?
I mean, I am local, grew up in Utah my whole life, and I was a first grade teacher for 7 years. So.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Tiny humans are my jam. So I really never grew up.
So first grade is all about fun, too.
Yes.
So you understand
the magic of things, and so when I kind of got to bring that childish aspect to work, it just.
And so you have all these different companies. One of the things that you're doing that has become a tradition now, 5 years running, in Utah, is this Adult Filled Day. Tell me about the idea of this. What was the genesis, and what is Adult Filled Day?
So I'll kind of let Anthony take the head on this one because he created it, and I just get to benefit from it.
Yeah, no, Adult Filled Day. It was a buddy of mine and myself, and we were just like, we like having fun. We like having a good time, and we want this childish fun to be for everyone. And so we started it almost as a way to give back to our friends, a day where they didn't have any responsibility, they didn't have to worry about anything. They could just come as they are, show up and have fun, and let loose. And what started as 17 people in my front yard. Started doubling year after year after year with the amount of people that were coming. People came from out of state. People stayed overnight, and it became this theme and this...
Literally something that every year around the same time, August, September, people will text us. They get that itch of, hey, when's the adult field day? We're getting ready.
I want to be a kid again.
It is.
Just for a moment.
It is. If you think of field day as a kid, for me at least, it was the best day of the school year. Yeah. It was recess for the entire day. But beyond that, you got to meet people in every grade. It wasn't just your classmates that you were on a team with. If you were in first grade, you had an eighth grader on your team. And that eighth grader didn't walk by you in the hallway and not pay attention to you. That eighth grader was rooting you on whatever game you were playing. And so that feeling of camaraderie and friendship, it's lost among adults for the most part, and this brings it back.
So that's probably maybe the underlying motivation is connection.
Absolutely.
Yes. And networking and building memories and relationships that are meaningful and long-lasting.
Absolutely.
In a fun way.
Absolutely.
It's being able to be a kid. There's multiple layers of the motivation, but that underlying is just true deep connection.
Leveling that playing field of, you don't have to be super athletic. That's why we create super insane, goofy games. It's not all just about the obstacles or the giant inflatables. There's a giant pile of powdered sugar on a table, and you have playing cards in your mouth, and you each are in a team just standing in a line, and you have to scoop the powdered sugar and pass it from card to card all the way down to fill up a cup. And, being eye level with a stranger and trying not to blow.
If there's any powdered sugar left at the end,
exactly.
It's probably pretty much on everyone's face.
Yeah. But it just kind of, it takes down all those barriers and just kind of creates that, room to build a relationship.
A lot more activities in this than probably I experienced in field day. Like we just had the playground at school. You guys are going next level with all the inflatables, and it's all slip and slides and just
Everyone
crazy fun
out
stuff.
of their comfort zone as much as possible, but in the best way possible.
That is so cool.
And you kind of notice in the beginning, the first or second game, everyone still has their wall up. Like, how deep into this can I get? Can I throw myself into a soaped up slip and slide and really let loose? We usually have at least 8 to 10 activities. By that third activity, the person is unrecognizable from the person who first showed up. They've let their walls down. They're cheering strangers on. They're just having a blast.
It's hard to find ways to get those experiences nowadays. Hard to even just meet people in general and have meaningful, deep, vulnerable conversations, let alone the experiences.
To put yourself out there, with the fear of, what are people going to think? What are they going to do? I don't know. But
why do you think, what causes your motivation to build meaningful connection? Where does that come from?
I think everyone needs it. And a lot of the times when we have these conversations, everyone points back to COVID when it was most recognizable. Everyone realized how much the relationships in their lives mattered and how much that human connection was needed. I think it's even before that. COVID helped us recognize it, but people crave people. People crave connection and relationships. The number one complaint among adults is loneliness, and they don't know where they're going to find that connection or that friendship. And so creating this place or this event, whether it be for 3 days or 24 hours, where people can kind of feel accepted and it's all inclusive to what they want to do, it really helps that connection.
And the response from the community and the people you mentioned, they're just texting, when's the next one? When we
Exactly.
What has been that extra response from your point of view, Anthony?
It goes beyond anything I kind of imagined it would be. When we first started it, I thought, this is going to be fun for everyone to come out. Maybe we'll do it another year and we'll see how it goes. But like Brooks said, people will reach out to us. When is the next one? How can we get involved? What can we do to make sure this happens? And that goes beyond just, people. It goes to, we've had really great companies reach out to us and say, how can we get involved? What can we do to be a part of this?
Well, I'm excited for you. I love that you have this motivation to just let a kid be a kid, and I want to be that kid and just enjoy these experiences. And let's share that experience together. It's a great way to live your life. Life's so short anyway, and we adult for most of it. So let's just keep that kid youthful spirit about us the whole time. And on that vein, from Utah, Brooks, or from LA, now in Utah together, doing all these different businesses, you've sold off a lot of them, and some of them are still perpetuating and very very doing great. They're very positive and uplifting and just fun. So they're ongoing, and you're working with great people. But you also are now, at this point, I just found out today that you're packing your bags, you're uprooting yourself from here, and you're going to a very distant location in Costa Rica in the middle of the jungle. You bought a place sight unseen, and so you have this opportunity to go and just keep having fun elsewhere, internationally, exploring.
Exactly.
That's something that most people will never experience, is just uprooting and checking off your bucket list and saying, I'm going to go live in the jungle in Costa Rica. And here we go. And I don't even know. You buy a place that you've never seen, and you just go, what is going on here? Like, how did that happen?
I keep asking myself that same question. I think with everything that we believe in it being fun and not necessarily impulsive, but if you don't pull the trigger, it may never get done. If you don't experience something you want to experience, you may never get the opportunity to do it. And we're fortunate enough that, our lives have led us to the point where we can take that impulsive jump and throw a dart at a map and say, hey, Costa Rica, we're going to go there. The kids are 18. They're both going to college. We're still very young, not just at heart, but in age as well, believe it or not. And so, we started looking for places. We didn't really have a country in mind. We just said, let's do something. And after looking at some places, we found a place that looked pretty. And
you just start Google searching. You just, hey, where's a cool place in the world anywhere?
Exactly. We looked at probably 4 or 5 different continents. We found this place, and it stuck in our heads as we were going through our search, and we kept coming back to it. And
place after place after place.
Yeah.
And just this one just
This
felt
is wild,
magical.
guys. This is so crazy. I would say, have you ever done anything like this before? This is nuts. But I have a feeling you've probably done something like this before.
Yeah.
This is kind of the life you lead. But really, this is like next level.
It is. And it's a mini resort, if we can call it that. It has 6 or 7 different villas. But the reason we really liked it is they're treehouse villas. They're elevated above the ground in the jungle. Nothing quite compares to it. And we thought, if we're going to go on this crazy adventure, let's make it as crazy as possible.
We talking like Swiss Family Robinson hut style? Like, is it?
There's air conditioning.
Not that rudimentary, right?
No.
That's so cool. So you can turn this into like a business and be able to stay there and open those facilities up for other people. That's cool.
Backing off of, back to the connection, that was kind of why we wanted to purchase villas or a mini resort, kind of what Anthony had said, is because when people travel there, we get to meet lots of different people and make those connections and just have friends all over the world.
Have you always been like this? Was this just who you are as people? Did anyone inspire you? Any mentors, your parents, friends, uncles, aunts, anybody in your life that was like, that does what you do? Who taught you to just be a big kid?
And I don't know that it's necessarily any one individual more than it's everyone we've ever met. Well, some conversation or some part or piece of the people we meet, and we're like, they have probably 10,000 great things about them, but the thing that inspires or relates to us most is we met them doing this, or we met them at archery tag, or blacklight paintball, or blindfold bowling, whatever you can think of, and however these people came into our lives.
Bumped into each other trying to come back from Costa Rica on a flight where we had to deboard and all that.
Absolutely. Yeah, we just made friends. When we came back from our 36-hour tenure in Costa Rica, we just made friends with the flight attendant who... She was at the front. We were talking to her. We exchanged numbers. She's going to come hang out.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
There's cool people everywhere. If you just kind of put that energy, you put it out there and you make a connection in the least likely source. Yeah. That's amazing. So you're off to the jungles. You've got this you got other businesses, and you're just going to keep traveling and managing it all from wherever you are and kind of live by the seat of your pants.
That's the goal, right?
That's the hope. We won't know until we get down there what's actually going to happen. But like you had mentioned, we've sold off some of the companies. We're keeping the ones that mean the most to us right now. Yeah. Hopefully we can continue to operate them. But with how impulsive we both are, I'm sure we'll have a new company in a couple months doing something we've never done before, bringing people together. We're
on a podcast right now. We connect, we share our stories. Have you ever thought about taking your story and sharing it in a multimedia fashion, whether it's a podcast or a reality TV show or a YouTube channel? Like, you ever document your travels and experiences?
We might become TikTok famous one day. Who knows? I'm so much more interested in hearing other people's stories, and then I guess I would find value in what I have to share if when they go back to wherever they're from or whatever they're doing or their day-to-day lives, and something we've done has impacted them, and they go to share that. That's why Adult Field Day is so great. I'm sure people are having conversations about it on their own and sharing it, and it's encouraging others to start a similar company or start a similar venture and do that sort of thing. That's far more valuable.
So you live in the moment.
Yeah.
You enjoy it for what you are right here and right now, and pass it on and make a connection, and then they can go make that same connection.
Absolutely.
That's awesome. It's an amazing way to live your life. What else is on your bucket list? Do you have any kind of other goals? You're like, I've always dreamed of doing this one crazy thing.
This is it. Like,
This is a big one.
This is the big one. And I think as we are there, it's going to create what we want for the next 5 years, for the next, I don't know. It just kind of goes from there. I feel like we have goals, right? But they just kind of want to do this.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Let's do
it. And that bucket keeps expanding it with each experience we have. It's hard to say, hey, I'm going to want to do this before my time here is done. But once we go experience that next adventure, once we meet that next great person who shares their story with us, that really lets us see, hey, we want to try that too.
Yeah,
or
we
we
almost
want to
don't
try.
know until we're doing it.
Yeah.
Seems like a fun way to live your life.
It's
There's a guy I know who wrote a book called The Anti-Time Establishment, where you don't wait till the end of your life to go do the things you really want.
Yes.
Do them now and figure out how to sustain things. Just reverse that script.
Absolutely.
Get this business and figure out how to make money from it and sustain life.
Oh, yeah.
But choose the things that you've always wanted to do and do them. Find a way to do them now.
I think Anthony has completely lived by that his entire life. It's just money. Why not? Let's just do it. Who cares?
It is. I remember when we first started dating, we talked about the future and security and that sort of stuff. And we were driving by somewhere, and I forget what it was. And she had brought up, like, what about the future? What about security? And I was like, do you want a nest egg, or do you want a mechanical bull you can operate by yourself? As we were driving to Arizona to pick something up. Money will come and go. And I know it's important to have security, but at the same time, it's so much more important to have experiences and to live a full life rather than try and save up for forever. And
it never gets scary on your side, is it, to
100%.
try and sustain?
100%.
I mean, I'm glad I did rather than I wish I would have.
And in a worst case scenario, we're both the type of people that could go get a 9-to-5 if we needed to, right? And in today's world, if we had to go work at a fast food joint or something like that, we would both do it to make sure we could survive. I'm a firm believer that what we're pushing, which is fun, everyone wants it. Everyone wants it. And hopefully with the lifestyle we want to lead, it's not extravagant. It's nothing crazy. We want to live a life where we can have fun, where we can wake up by the howler monkeys at 5 a.m. in the morning and go to sleep to the sound of the cicadas at 5 p.m. at night and see how that goes for a few years.
The impact that you're having on other people probably, I would imagine, is incredible, and giving people experiences to share in this fun, engagement way for those that may not get it all the time, and broadening those horizons. Are there any stories or impact on people's lives you've seen, even with Adult Field Day, like the people texting you, that has just changed their lives?
Actually, like one of our best friends, Alicia, she is so amazing, and she's actually come to Adult Field Day every single year, and she's one of the first ones that's like, when is it? What can I do to help? But she actually, hearing our story going to Costa Rica, she has already made her 2-year plan with her current career right now of like, okay, what do I need to do financially for security with my kids, with my current partner? She's gonna uproot and kind of
no kidding. Look what you guys are inspiring. That's amazing.
It's fun. It's a good time. And I don't know. I mean, inspiring someone is a big thing to say. I don't know that we necessarily inspire more than we encourage people to let loose and have fun. But with every company we have, we see people open up so much more, and the connections being made. Like, nothing we do is based on one-on-one interaction. It's based on group interactions, whether it be our putt-putt, our inflatables, the Lego building stuff. Everyone just kind of lets loose and can make those connections with others in a non-responsible, non-stereotypical, we need to have our shoulders back and chest puffed out and talk with big words, just those easy connections.
I wish you guys well. I'm so grateful to get just a snippet of your story, where you're from. I had you in studio here. I had to take the opportunity to sit down and hear more. And I learned definitely more than I even knew from before. And we haven't even known each other that long, but and you say you may not inspire, but I feel inspired. Just keep finding the fun. Keep always looking on that one side of the coin. In any circumstance, find the silver lining. And how is even this troublesome, this hard situation that I might be going through, how can I turn this lemon into lemonade and make life a little bit more engaging and meaningful and worth it? I wish you well. Keep up the great work. We'll have to follow your journeys, and of course on Adult Field Day, as it'll become a tradition in Utah. We'll have to keep coming back to that. And hope others get engaged, and more than anything, what would be the last message if you had to talk to somebody? If you had something to say about how you found joy in your life, what is meaningful, and what little words of wisdom would you give out?
I would just say it's not that serious. Anything you're doing right now is not that serious, and you can find fun in the little things, and you can find meaning from that fun. So don't take yourself too seriously.
Everything's figure-outable.
Yeah, figure-outable. That's a much better one.
When someone is going through a hard thing, a tough time, which we all do, and I'm sure you've had your moments, how do you find a way to deal with those difficult moments and then come through it with a smile?
It's super hard. You're going to have tough moments in life, and you're going to have moments that knock you down. And I don't want to say necessarily make you depressed, but make it hard to see where the grass is greener.
Yeah.
And the thing that everyone suggests is get out there, hang out with your friends, meet people, do something that keeps your mind occupied, because the more you keep occupied, the more you keep busy, the less difficult whatever you're going through becomes.
Yeah.
You always hear time heals all wounds. So does social interaction. So does fun.
I think it's important where you put that time.
Absolutely.
One of the longest social experiments that's been done, and it's still going right now, is on a graduated Harvard class from years ago. I think it's been over 70 years. And they're still following this graduating class. It was JFK's graduating class. And finding out, okay, what brings the most true happiness? Is it the success? Is it the money? Is it all the fame, the fortune, any of that stuff? And the findings that they've found from all these different walks of life, that entire graduating class, the biggest factor of success in life was friendship. It came down to relationships and the networking that they were able to make through all these connections. That's what's meaningful. And it seems like it's a bumper sticker, and yeah, that makes sense. But sometimes I think we do forget that. It's cool that you guys have really grasped onto that and seized the day and made this kind of your own life experiment to enjoy every moment. And that is inspiring. So I wish you guys well and excited for the future. We'll have to keep following up and seeing where you're off to the next journey. And thank you for being here. And hopefully this conversation also stirs up any thoughts for our audience, whatever you're listening to, and love to hear what you're working on. What is fun for you? What do you find joy in? Sometimes it's the most simplistic thing. You were even talking about being down in Costa Rica for 36 hours and you took up bird watching in that time. Just something like that. What is that? And so I encourage the audience who's ever listening to share with each other, make some meaningful connections, and share what brings you true happiness, and pay it forward, pass it on, and make a difference that way. So thanks for inspiring that for me today.
Of course. Thanks for having us here. It's always good to see you.
Thanks, everyone. Thanks for listening to Fresh Off the Set. Appreciate you guys. Godspeed. Good luck. Maybe we'll see you down in Costa Rica sometime.
Congrats, you made it to the end. If you want to continue to freshen up your day, you can watch us on Fresh Living every weekday on CBS Channel 2 in Utah at 1 o'clock. You can also watch us on our YouTube channel, KUTV Fresh Living, and follow us on social media. We will see you next week.